Hello and welcome to this episode of Positive-Xperience, the one place that's here to serve you who are struggling with reconnecting to yourself after going through a divorce. And I believe that we all are looking for or to strive or thrive in life. Sorry about that. That was my experience. Anyways, I was looking to thrive in life after going through a divorce, so I asked myself, what is it that makes me thrive in life? And I can ask you the same thing. What is it that makes you thrive in life? Now, I believe that the answer is different from person to person. We each have our own definition of what it is, the meaning of life, or what it is that's making you feel like that you are thriving in life. Anyhow, this podcast is meant as an inspiration, as a motivation, and I do hope that at least this will serve you on your journey. Now, before I share more about today's topic, let me just share a few words about me so that you know where I'm coming from. My name is Flemming Schmidt. I'm a proud dad. I'm a life coach, and my journey of transformation or to thrive in life started almost 10 years ago when I went through a divorce of my own, and that process was something that left me hitting rock bottom. I hit the ground so hard. I had the hardest time getting back up on my feet again. I was discouraged. I had no idea of how to be happy again and where to start. I knew that I needed to make some changes in order to get anywhere, but I just didn't know where to start and how to start, or what should I begin, where should I go, and everything like that, or questions like that popped up in my mind. Now, through mentoring, through coaching, through the topic of personal development and reading a lot of books, I found a path. I was guided, I was taught, I was tutored, and it was such an inspirational journey that I've started on, and all the steps that I took, all the changes that I implemented led me to a path today, a life that is full of love, joy, and courage. And I appreciate it every day. Now, what I'm sharing here on this podcast are my own personal discoveries, my own findings, my own, things that worked for me and things that definitely didn't work for me. That's what I'm sharing here on this podcast. And if that is here to inspire you, awesome. If it could motivate you or at least serve you just a tiny bit on your journey towards becoming a better version of yourself and ultimately thriving in your life. Because what matters to you might not be as important to me, or vice versa. What is important to me might not be the very thing that makes you feel that you are thriving in life. Now, it's a discovery journey, and we each have different things that we appreciate in life. Some things are more common, something like love, something like compassion, something about appreciation or the relationship, the connections that we have. Some of those things are, in my belief, something that we all treasure and value. So those are the things that made the difference for me. The relationships that I have, the contribution that I'm making towards following my own dream and following my own path. I realized that most of the time I was not following my own dreams. I was not following my own true core values. I was pursuing someone else's dream. I was pursuing the idea of an ideal person, situation that I kind of copy-pasted from someone else. And I forgot myself in the process. And that is how I actually lived my life before. I lived life on autopilot. I did not give any attentions towards my actions, my ideas, my thoughts, my emotional connections to who I wanted to become and where I wanted to go. Or a big aha moment for me was I got this question at one time from a dear mentor of mine, and he asked me, what would your legacy look like? What kind of legacy do we want to leave? And I was baffled because honestly, I have never thought of that question before. Not in my teenage years. Never had I imagined that I should leave a legacy in the beginning, or to start with. So I was very baffled about what kind of legacy that I want to leave behind. And that for me was a turning point, as a turning curve in my life. All of a sudden, I realized that the steps that I was taking, the things that I was doing, the goals that I set for myself, didn't reflect who I am or where I wanted to go. I think I've mentioned this before. If you are new to this podcast, please go find some of the previous shows. If this is the first time for you being here, so thank you for being here, by the way. I have a saying, I don't think it's mine, not at all. I can't remember who said it first, anyhow. But if you want to do something you never done, you gotta do something you never done. So if I wanted a different outcome in my life, I needed to make some changes in order to achieve those goals that I was setting for myself. And one way of doing it is using the power of I am. Because I believe that the more that you believe in yourself and the abilities or capabilities that you believing in you is such a powerful tool. Through awareness, we find answers. And if we follow the right steps, we gain insight to ourselves. We gain insight to a path. And we are going on a journey to discover the power of I am. Because once you get comfortable with saying, I am me, I am powerful, I am important, I am worthy of deserving the good life, things start to change for you because you become more confident. You become more comfortable being who you are, who you truly are. And never forget the power of evaluating your own steps constantly. Daily, weekly, it's up to you. But it is important and it's a powerful tool to evaluate your steps towards how am I doing this? Is it working for me? Is it supporting my goal? How can I improve what I'm doing right now? Do I need to tweak this step in order to get to the next level? How can I level up if I already feel that I am a master at a skill? Now, all of these questions are, in basic, simple, yet so powerful and very important if you want to level up, if you want to reach that goal, that desire that you have. And the power of I am is a hugely, hugely important tool. Take a look in the mirror at yourself and say, I am loved. I am courageous. I am productive. I am pursuing my goal. Can you honestly say this to yourself in the mirror and then still believe it within the core of your soul that those things are speaking to you and you are believing it as to be true for you? For me, in the beginning, it wasn't. I struggled with low self-esteem. I struggled with not believing in myself. I struggled with feeling unworthy of achieving anything. Or I was not feeling worthy enough of living the dream life. That's literally how I felt before I started my journey. And I was really not treating myself kindly, good. I was always talking myself down and out of a situation rather than encourage me to step into a new one, to get out of my comfort zone. And the power of I am helped me through that process. I started to learn that I didn't see myself as me. I didn't listen to myself. And I didn't acknowledge who I am. And I didn't acknowledge myself. I was always looking for 2 or 4 acknowledgement from everyone around me. My family, my brother, my pet, my friends, my colleagues, strangers on the street, teammates. I was seeking acknowledgement from everyone else. The only one I didn't listen to or didn't pay attention to was myself. I didn't pay myself any kind of acknowledgement or any kind of attention in that direction. So I started this practice of talking to myself in the mirror and having 5 sentences that I repeated to myself in a 10-minute frame, just the same thing over and over again. And I started with doing it twice a day. In the morning, I did it for 10 minutes, and in the evening I did it for 10 minutes, and I did it every second day. And as time went by, I reduced it to every 3rd day. Time went by again, a month or 2, and then I reduced it again to every 4th day. Today, I have an alarm in my phone that's going off. It's once a week, but also again twice a week, in the morning and in the afternoon, and the same day, to remind myself of acknowledging who I am. So it's a hugely empowering experience to actually acknowledge yourself, but also to use the power of I am, because all of a sudden I believed more in the capabilities that I already have. I believed in the skills that I had, that I was good enough to make a difference. I can always improve my skills, but I felt comfortable enough using the tools that I got to start making an impact. Now, to make an impact, it's a journey. It's a long road to success. Now, success is something different from person to person. Some find success to be something to do with a bank account and a bunch of zeros. Others say that or feel that a lot of stuff, a lot of expensive stuff, equals success. Now, it's different from person to person. I'm not here to say what's right and wrong, good or bad. Not at all. Success is success. What it means to you is up to you to define. For me, the relationships that I have, the connections that I have, the contribution that I'm trying to make with people that are like-minded with me, like me, that for me is success. It's not about how much I can buy of a certain thing or how many zeros I have on a bank account. For me, that's not success. For me, it's the other way around. For me, it's more to be present, to have great relationships, to have good friends, and to have these interesting talks with people. That for me is success. To be able to help, to serve a purpose, a mission that's here to serve other people. If they are struggling in life, I try to be of assistance, because I felt that struggle on my own when I was going through my divorce. And this community, this podcast, is meant for people who are struggling with reconnecting to themselves after going through a divorce, because that was the exact thing that I was struggling with. So for me, it makes perfectly sense to talk about this stuff, and I at times had felt alone and discouraged, and I don't want to have anyone feel like that at any time. Thank you for listening. I'm really honor you for taking out a few minutes out of your busy schedule just to hear me talking on about the things that made a difference for me. And I honor you for being on a path of improving yourself and becoming a better version of yourself. Because if we, every 7 billion people on this planet, or 8, or how many we are, if everyone was on a path, on a journey to improve themselves constantly, we would live in a different world. Imagine what kind of world we would live in if everyone was trying to become a better version of themselves. Alright, I'm gonna stop here, leave you with that thought, and take care, and check in again tomorrow for the new episode. Take care, thank you for listening, and do your best, live fully.